Coming up next, local neighborhoods on edge and police investigating after someone dumped hateful flyers there.
Harassing and using ethnic intimidation, this is illegal, so there would be a crime.
Plus, an all-women crew that rushed to a house fire also made history that day.
And I think it kind of started to set in that wow, this is great. We can be a role model for somebody out there.
And the state is about to invest millions in Pennsylvania parks and forests. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacob Schnur.
And I'm Carly Knowlton. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story, police are still trying to track down whoever left hateful messages in State College. Police received several calls on Sunday about a dozen anti-Semitic flyers left along sidewalks and roads in borough neighborhoods. Mayor Ezra Nanes told us the community needs to work together for change.
Starting point for council is to use language and to speak to our community in a way that encourages people to express their feelings and their needs rather than targeting one another based on their identity. Harassing and using ethnic intimidation, this is illegal.
State College police are asking anyone with information about the case to call them or submit a tip on their website.
A suspended Penn State student accused in a deadly crash is now out on bail. 20-year-old Ahmed Al-Kabaisi was released on Wednesday on a $3 million bond. He's charged in a crash last month on Park Avenue that killed another Penn State student. He has to wear a GPS ankle bracelet and had to surrender his passport and visa.
A group of firefighters responding to a house fire just made history for a department that's been around for more than 120 years. Savannah Wood reports.
When Alpha Fire Company responded to a fire last month, it made history in the process. The fire happened at a College Township home off of Oak Ridge Avenue. The attack crew for a major house fire that occurred on September 21st was the first time in Center County and Alpha Fire Company history that the crew was fully female. Lieutenant Claudia Rudisil and firefighters Talia Kolich and Kara Stover took the initial attack line.
I didn't even know until we were well into the incident where someone came up to me and was like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is the first time this has ever happened. And I was like, really? No kidding.
One of our lieutenants came up to us and he was congratulating us. And I'm thinking what did we do? We were doing what anybody else would have done. And he tells us that we were the first all-female initial attack crew. And I have to say, it's a neat feeling.
Rudisil says no one at the station was surprised when they discovered the all-woman team had made local history that night. Just excited.
And I think it kind of started to set in that wow, this is great. We can be a role model for somebody out there, for somebody who just keeps hearing you can't do this, you can't be this. We can be those people that can say yeah, you can. You just got to try it. Just do it. You can do it.
Every year we get more females in this department, and we're probably at a record high with how many females we have.
The couple who owns the home, a resident of an attached apartment, and a guest all managed to get out of the home safely. In State College, I'm Savannah Wood for the Center County Report.
The Alpha Fire Department is always looking for volunteers. If you're interested in learning more, visit alphafire.com.
Election Day is just over 4 weeks away, and a local student organization is working hard to get more people registered to vote in an off-year election where turnout can be light. Emily McGlynn has more.
A former president indicted, a senator indicted, a polarized Congress, and questions swirling around aging politicians. Important political decisions are happening nationally, but also locally too.
In a way, that's the government that most directly affects us, and a lot of decisions that are made at the local level.
Long before next year's presidential and congressional elections, our local municipal election happens next month. And PSU Votes, a nonpartisan student-run group, held its annual voter bash this week to encourage more people to register. According to the Pennsylvania Department of State, almost 7 million voters voted in the 2020 presidential election. 75% of registered voters cast a ballot.
However, local elections do not get these same high numbers. Actually, around 25% of registered voters marked a candidate in the 2021 municipal election.
Local elections probably get even less attention than they used to because of the decline of local media.
College Republicans President Ryan Klein thinks young voters need to make their voices heard.
Let's start good habits now and get you guys voting, so that way in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, when a lot of these policies really affect us more as a generation, we actually have a say in it.
PSU Votes' funding was cut. And now the college Republicans, Democrats, and UPUA are collaborating as a nonpartisan alliance. For more information on Centre County races and candidates, visit spotlightpa.org. In State College, I'm Emily McGlynn for the Centre County Report.
The last day to register to vote in Pennsylvania is October 23rd, and Election Day is November 7th.
One of the largest state investments in decades is on its way to Pennsylvania's park and forest system. Reporter Sophia Montani has more details on what's included as part of the new state's budget.
The Keystone State is home to over 140 state parks and forests. Governor Josh Shapiro says more than 40 million visitors travel to 300,000 acres of state land a year. In the new state budget, the governor is investing $112 million into state parks and forests, one of the largest figures in decades. He's also launched the Office of Outdoor Recreation. The goal is to grow the state's outdoor sector, which accounts for about $14 billion of the Pennsylvania economy. Although Governor Shapiro's multi-million-dollar investment hasn't been allocated yet, it could go toward places like Whipple Dam, a state park just 13 miles from Penn State's University Park campus. Park manager Michael Dinsmore tells us that potential state funds could go towards projects that help bring places like Whipple Dam into more modern times.
As it stands, Whipple Dam doesn't have flush facilities because there isn't a community system out there. So that system would involve installing a sewage treatment facility at Whipple Dam to then facilitate building a beach building.
This state funding plans to address the billion-dollar infrastructure backlog across the Commonwealth. For parks like Whipple Dam, these projects can finally get the green light. In Petersburg, I'm Sophia Montani with the Centre County Report.
With this budget investment, Pennsylvania is now the largest state in both population and economy with an Office of Outdoor Recreation. There's some progress today in the state budget stalemate. The House has passed legislation to wrap up the new budget and free up millions of dollars for Penn State and other universities. But key decisions remain for the Senate, and both chambers are not scheduled to return until October 16th. The state's $45 billion budget is now 3 months late.
A Bellefonte principal is set to be recognized along 36 other principals for the work they do. Karen Krish is principal at Marion Walker Elementary School and has been part of the Bellefonte School District for over 20 years. Recognizing the efforts made by her over the years, the superintendent nominated her after an hour-long interview with the Pennsylvania Principals Association. Krish was chosen as Pennsylvania's Nationally Distinguished Principal of the Year.
I like things to be done well, and I like to also help others do things well. So I think, that part of it is kind of what makes it feel good, that someone recognized the hard work that you've been doing.
Karen is currently in Washington, D.C. for the event.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Penn State's Gender Equity Center is honoring victims with a unique display on campus. There will be an empty table display inside the Buki building all month long. It's meant to honor the life of someone lost to domestic violence. In Centre County, the empty seat also represents the emptiness loved ones feel after their loss.
We have a responsibility to say something, to do something, to try and address this behavior.
The display can be found outside of Buki 222 through the end of October.
Still to come on the Centre County Report, our summer-like weather is over. Find out about the big change coming this weekend. We check the 7-day forecast.
And we'll preview the annual Penn State Pumpkin Festival that begins tonight. Also coming up, a must-see story for beer lovers. Check out the local club that explores the world of brewing.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
October's here, and that means Halloween events across Central PA. The annual Penn State Pumpkin Festival is this weekend. Reporter Joey David is at the Arboretum in University Park with more. Joey?
Thanks, Carly. As you can see behind me, this is the setup for the annual Pumpkin Festival. This is an event that people look forward to every fall. This all gets going at 6, then again tomorrow from 3 till 9. The festival features a pumpkin giveaway, jack-o'-lantern contest, lighted nighttime displays, and family activities. If you picked up a pumpkin for the jack-o'-lantern contest, you'll have to drop off the carved pumpkin by 4:30 this afternoon. They'll be judged, and those jack-o'-lanterns will be lit up and on display tonight and tomorrow.
Well, it's a lot of fun. Me and my son both participate, so it's a family activity, and we get to come and enjoy everybody else in the community as well as our own artwork.
This is a 2-day event that has free admission and free parking. Almost 20,000 people show up to this event every year. But just remember, bring an umbrella because we're not expecting very good weather. Live from the Arboretum, I'm Joey David.
Thanks, Joey. And with Oktoberfest celebrations here this month, a group at Penn State is brewing up some fun in education. Reporter Cameron Lobley has that story.
Looking for a way to raise your spirits? Then why not give the Penn State Brew Club a shot? Yeah, there's a club for that.
Anything that people are interested that revolves around fermentation, we try to make it accommodating to others and make a whole event out of it.
The club gives members lessons in fermentation, from visiting big-name breweries to hands-on brewing at the College of Food Sciences.
We did tours of breweries, and we're doing more tours here soon, hopefully, in this semester and the upcoming semester. And we do have brew days, but other than that, it's pretty laid back.
Now, being a bit of a layman to fermentation, the idea of taking the same stuff that we use for bread and turning it into the tailgater's drink of choice, well, it kind of seems a little bit like a magic trick. But the Brew Club hopes to give everyone a look behind the curtain, from the brewing savvy to the brewing starters.
It's pretty simple for a lot of people to, get involved. It's not like you need to have this crazy food science, organic chemistry background.
And for those under 21, fear not. The Brew Club also dives into the less boozy side of fermentation.
We deal in a lot of other things like sourdoughs, wines, just pretty much anything with fermentation.
We've done cheese tastings, we've done sourdough starters.
Raising a glass in University Park. I'm Cameron Lobley for the Center County Report.
The Brew Club's next event is tomorrow outside Penn State's Berkey Creamery for its Oktoberfest Brew Day.
After quite a work week warm-up, we will be finally saying so long to summer come Sunday. Temperatures will start to fall, and behind me at Beaver Stadium you can see the leaves are already taking the hint. Current temperatures right now around 66 degrees with a south-southwesterly wind. Comparing this to our almanac for early October, we can see we're already above a normal high, but this is something to keep in mind as we go through the rest of the weekend, as by Sunday we will be 10 degrees below that normal, and it will be definitely cooling down. Looking at our temperatures across the Commonwealth, you can see that we are sitting in the mid to upper 60s as well as the low 70s, reaching almost 80 now in Philadelphia. These temperatures will still be climbing throughout the day, but this will be our final hurrah of sunshine for a brief moment. Looking at our radar, as we see the current radar and satellite, we can see our weather system up to the north of us that's bringing down bands of precip that'll be pushing its way across Pennsylvania, bringing us some showers for Friday and through Saturday. Breaking that all down in our future cast, we can see how these temperatures and rain will make their way to us. Starting in this afternoon, we will be going through to the early evening. As we hit the 5 p.m. mark, we'll start to see some showers in the Center County area. Those will push through and more will persist as we go into this early Saturday morning hours. Temperatures again dropping below our normal mark for early October. We'll have a clear spot, which would be perfect for some pumpkin festivals, just like the one we have at the Arboretum. And then going into Sunday, we can see some scattered showers dropping down from the Great Lakes, pushing through from the west. Temperatures again bottoming out over in the lower 50s to the low 40s in the overnights for the weekend. Putting this into our forecast for the weekend, we can see that it's going to be mostly cloudy for today, high of 71 degrees. And then as the rain comes in the evening, it'll remain through the night as we have a low of 55 degrees. Going into tomorrow, the wind will be pushing that system by and we'll have a high of 59 degrees with some gusts reaching up to 22 miles per hour. Tying this all up in a bow with our 7-day forecast, we can see that temperatures are tumbling starting Saturday, staying low for the Sunday and Monday of next week, but our sun will be back and returning with some fall-like temperatures for early next week.
I loved the 80 degrees on like Monday, Tuesday. It was perfect. But I'm looking forward to going to the Arboretum tomorrow, checking out those pumpkins, and
I'm ready for some sweater weather, and this festival is bringing it all together.
Yeah, the summer weather is definitely nice, but I personally prefer the fall weather. That 60-degree range is a real sweet spot for me. All right, now over to Matthew Gelhard with sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, the Bellwood Antis community says goodbye to a football legend. Their tribute to him after the break. Plus, hockey season is here. We preview the Nittany Lions opening weekend. Also coming up, a mid-season grading report as Penn State football has a bye week.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing.
Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home. What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Matthew Gelhard with sports. Hockey season is here as the Penn State men's hockey team takes the ice for the first time this weekend, although the Lions open up with a 3-game road trip.
The Nittany Lions were one goal away from reaching the Frozen Four for the first time in school history. Many skaters depart from the team for the AHL experience. including the top 3 scorers last year in Tor Linden, Connor McEachran, and Kevin Wall. Although there will be different members this year taking the majority of the ice time, Guy Godowski believes the blueprint is the same.
Developing something different, I really think it's just making sure that we follow along the same path that we've gone.
Christian Berger was recently named captain and returns with familiar faces of Liam Soler, Jimmy Dow Jr., and Christian Sarlo to continue the Penn State way.
So just keeping on traditions and the way we handle ourselves as hockey players and as people in the rink, outside of the rink.
Although it might be hot in Happy Valley, it remains cold in Hockey Valley.
With 25 games against ranked opponents last year, Penn State walked away with big wins, including Michigan, Minnesota, and Notre Dame. Penn State this year sits at 16th in the USCHO preseason rankings.
The Nittany Lions open the season tomorrow at LIU in East Meadow, New York. The Bellwood Antis community is saying goodbye to a football legend. John Hayes died last weekend at 76 years old. Hayes served as the district's athletic director and the Blue Devils head coach for 38 years. He finished with 323 wins. A longtime friend says he'll be remembered for the difference he made in the people's lives and the community.
Every young man that left his program would have a positive impact on their community, on their family, and he taught us a lot of those skills that we need to do those things.
A memorial service will be held tomorrow at 1 o'clock at John R. Hayes Field at Memorial Stadium in Bellwood. Now let's take a look at the top games in high school football this week around the area. Coming off another win at home, the State College Little Lions are on the road to Carlisle tonight. The Lions are 4-1 this season and unbeaten in conference play. The Thundering Herd only has 1 win so far this season. And the undefeated Bald Eagles hope to keep their winning streak alive at home tonight against the 5-1 Clearfield Bison. This is shaping up to be a heavyweight matchup as the Eagles are 6-0 this season. You can see highlights on After the Whistle tonight at 11:30 on our Belisario Student Media YouTube channel. Penn State football is in its bye week, still unbeaten, but with the toughest part of the schedule ahead. Olivia Dunn talked with longtime football writer about where the Lions stand so far.
After 5 weeks of battle, the Nittany Lions can finally rest.
So Penn State's 5-0, but it's not the direct route that people thought.
Offensively, Penn State has rushed for 1,095 yards, averaged 40.6 points per game, and is completing 63% of passes. The Lions dominate defensively with 20 sacks, 6 interceptions, and 1 shutout over Iowa. But with bigger games on the horizon, Coach James Franklin says there's work to be done.
But I still think there's a lot left, kind of low-hanging fruit for us, specifically in the pass game, but also the run game.
Mike Poorman has been covering Penn State football since 1979. He says if they want to beat Ohio State and/or Michigan, big names need to have big games.
And they have to get Nick Singleton and Katron Allen going. Singleton is averaging almost 5 yards less a carry this year at this point than he was last year. That's not going to get it done, especially against Michigan, which has one of the best offensive and defensive lines in the country.
He says that if they want to be more than a 10-2 team, then Penn State needs to start making playoff moves and be, quote, elite.
Things will change a lot next year, especially when you add Oregon and Washington, USC and UCLA, and Wisconsin's going to be better. Even though there's 12 teams in the playoffs next year, I think this has to be Penn State's year.
In University Park, I'm Olivia Dunn for the Center County Report.
The Nittany Lions return to Beaver Stadium next Saturday to take on UMass for homecoming. The Philadelphia Phillies start their next playoff series tomorrow in Atlanta after sweeping Miami in the Wild Card Series. The Phillies blasted the Marlins 7-1 on Wednesday, powered by a Bryson Stott grand slam and strong pitching from Aaron Nola. They won the series 2-0. Now it's on to Atlanta and a highly anticipated series featuring 2 of baseball's most exciting teams. That's all for sports. Now back to you, Jacob and Carly.
Yeah, it stinks that we don't have a football game this week, but I'm very excited for the homecoming game next weekend. I think it should be a big one.
Yeah, I'm very excited as well. Now a 2-week hiatus since Penn State has played at home in Beaver Stadium. Going to be good to get back out there. And also exciting for the Phillies to be back in the postseason and having that success that they had similar to last season.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matthew. They're everywhere, but who tracks down and takes care of all those electric bikes around State College? We take a closer look.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
Electric bikes and scooters are becoming more popular in our area. You see them everywhere, but who picks them all up and takes care of them? Reporter Scott Stranix takes a closer look.
On Penn State's sprawling University Park campus, many students only have about 15 minutes to get to back-to-back classes. Depending on where you're headed, that can be a close call.
Having your own set of wheels can help cut back on commute times across class, clubs, and other obligations, but not every State College resident is fortunate enough to have something to call their own, and the down payment can sometimes be daunting. Thankfully, Spin provides a low-cost solution.
The bicycles, with their unmistakably orange frames, can be found across campus, in the borough, and occasionally on their side.
We know where to move bikes, where they're going to get ridden, and where they get ridden to.
Jeremy Godshaw and his team make it all happen.
So it's all about putting the bikes in the right places at the right time and in the right condition.
On football weekends, it's busier than ever for the so-called swappers.
It's obviously very frustrating, but that's our job, is to go around and clean up. We have a crew at night that tries to go around after the game, clean up as much as possible, and then we're back in early Sunday morning and try to make everything look pretty before everybody wakes up.
Swapper John Purnell says the bikes are more than just a convenience for many people.
Having this micromobility available to college students who may not always have the money for rideshare apps, I feel like it's very important that they get to where they need to be.
In State College, I'm Scott Stranix for the Center County Report.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great afternoon.
This is a moment. There's a whole wide world out there.
This is a battlefield.
The river is the most important part of nature.
Humans have never done this before.
So many senses have come alive. We go with what the environment gives us. We are supposed to protect it.
It's a real drama, and it's unfolding right in front of you.
This will show us so many things that we just haven't seen.
Change is coming.
Start a new adventure as big as you imagine.